Hello. Hi. This is Vasant Ponkshe, retired officer for Bank of Maharashtra. My mobile number is 94223 First of all, I would like to tell you that when I am shooting this video titled Success Mantra for Bank Officers to remain relevant in challenging days, let me tell you that all my submissions, all my presentation is purely personal, based on my personal experiences and my personal assessment of the situation and my personal thinking as to how the things will unfold in decades to come. So let me start. Success mantra for a bank officer. So in this video, I have selected few topics to deal with, and firstly I will tell you all those topics which I am going to deal in this video. Why this video? This is the first I will try to address. Then HRM related likely changes which may take place. Then personal matters and their handling by individual officer. Then finances and its long and short term management of our finances. Then tips for behavior while we are actually on the job when we are working. Then how to remain always relevant to our job and continue to be most liked and most loved officer of the bank and also that of the customer. Then to remain relevant, the officers will have to explore different areas for new learning that I am trying to deal with. Then the areas in which the banking will take new turns, that also I will deal. Then as usual some do's and don'ts I will be telling. Then I will be talking about the self-personal assessment from time to time as to check up how an individual remains to be relevant. Then nowadays the officers are complaining that they are overburdened, and I am providing some tool to self-assess whether we are a case of job burnout, an individual is a case of job burnout. Then what are the changes in working style which may take place in the future, and the new era post-COVID, work from home, how it will change banking, how it will change working rules. All these topics I am trying to cover in this video. So let us start. First, why this video? Why this video? It is understood that by 2050, the Indian population will cross 164 crores, and there would be around 50 crore youth eligible to be employed as far as their educational qualification is concerned, as far as their capacity is concerned, as far as their intelligence is concerned. And some of them may be having jobs, some of them they will be seeking the job. The another observation is that as on today, as far as the nationalized banks are concerned, the average age of the officers in nationalized bank has slipped below 40. That is a good sign. So that makes me more worryful as to the officers have to work for more than 20-25 years in the bank. Now, as I am telling you about this, the young generation will have to take over the driver's seat within a span of next 5 years to 10 years. That is my perception. Now, coming back to 2050 position, the experts are saying that Indian economy will grow to the extent of $25 trillion. Imagine. And at the same point of time, if the population curve starts reducing, so 164 crores is the peak, and if the population starts reducing, so GDP is increasing and the $25 trillion are at your hands and the population is coming, so naturally prosperity will be there. Now when that situation is going to come, the reforms in banking and finance are inevitable. When you have to handle the economy of $25 trillion, your economic system, your banking system needs to be well equipped to deal with such cases. Then new funda in HRM which I foresee shall be keep the employees under stress. As on today, what HRM concept is there, keep the employees in happy mood, see their convenience, see that they are placed in a best position so that they will perform. But I foresee a new funda that keep the employees in the stress under the duress, and then only they will be given performance And what they call it, the job loss is the true threat in the life of a man, and they will try to keep the officers on the tenterhook. Then the system in banking and competition, cooperation and partnership, because so many institutions are there, so many entrants will be there. So competition, cooperation and partnership, and these will be very, very thin lines. When you are in cooperation, suddenly you are in competition, suddenly you are in partnership. So we will have to mold ourselves to cope up with this changing era. Now initially we will talk about the HRM and what are likely changes to take place within the next 5 to 10 years as per my perception. I foresee that the recruitment will be less, retirements will be huge, and as I told you, youngsters will have to be in the driver's seat. Now banks will always try to keep the average age of their employees below 40. They want that young people should be there. And the forces will operate, and the managements and the government will take the position that they will try to push C2C concepts. And promotion policies will be more objective. Hardly there would be any relaxation in length of service in a particular cadre to become eligible for the next promotion. I am also foreseeing, not in near future, but maybe in the next 5 years or 10 years, there would be hangama of scale mergers. Scale mergers may be there, or they may say rationalization of the scales may also be there. I also feel that the present rule of 12, 15, 18 means if you have to become AGM, you have to have 12 years service in officer's cadre, to be DGM 15 years service, and to be general manager 18 years service in the officer's cadre. I feel this rule will slowly while away and dilutions will take place. By and large, officers having hardly 5 years service left may not have any good chance for the promotions. Similarly, as on today, the HRM heads have come up from within, but in days to come, HRM heads will be borrowed from the market and they will be taking the charge. I also foresee a lateral movement to take place from this bank to that bank to that bank. So exchange of expert at the top level, that also I am foreseeing that we call as a lateral movement. But at the same time, you perform and get instant reward. That phenomena that may also come in the market. We all know about ESPS and ESOP, but they may be foisting, if you want or not, some portion of ESPS and some portion of ESOP would be part of wage package or some incentives like that. As it is in wage revision, PLI has come this way or that way. In days to come, I feel the exit policies will be very harsh. Non-performance will find very difficult to continue in the job. Then the spectrum of job accountability will be widened, and that may be the another area which should worry you. Then performance evaluating mechanism will be evolved by the bank. When I am talking all these things, you don't think in your mind whether it is a public sector bank or private sector bank, whether you are an officer in private sector bank or a public sector bank. I feel by and large the situation may come in the same way. Then frequent skill checkings will take place. Okay, you are there, you are working, but how far you are updated, how far your skill is effective to the institution. And all attempts will be done by the management to reskill you. If you are not skilled, okay, but they will try to reskill you. And at that point of time, we should take the initiative of management that time of reskilling us as a positive mode in our career. Then labor laws will undergo huge changes. Many protections which we are enjoying today, we may have to lose those protections if we do not fight. Now APR evaluation will be more subjective, and subjectivity will go, and APR will carry utmost importance. There are rules, there are cases that normally in promotion process 50% should be available in the hand of the candidate and 50% marks should be available in the hands of the management. But nowadays that is not being followed, and managements are sitting on more than 65-70% marks in their hand. Then hard-earned rights, our officers' hard-earned rights will be tried to be purchased. You give up this right, you take this incentive. You give up that right and we take this incentive. So incentivization of the rights may take place. Another point I feel, I observed that the number of women officers entering in the bank is huge, and at the industry level it is about to touch 25% to 20%. And I foresee a gender crisis, because issue of equality will be there. At the same time, few concessions, those concessions they deserve, they will have to be given, and that would be a great challenge to HR, and that would be a great challenge to the interpersonal relationships within the offices. So because they will be asking for the equal opportunity. And another observation I am trying to make is that gratuity rules will change. They will improve the gratuity rules, because everything they will try to pay you in terms of money. Then NPS rules and their contributions, that may also go up. At the same time, new apps would be developed by HRM people to monitor your work and your movement. If you have gone for visit, if you have gone for meeting, if you have gone for a stock checking, then these apps will monitor your performance and they will find out the truth. Then huge outsourcing will take in the banking, large outsourcing will take place, and thanks to technology, the offices will have to be available 24/7. Maybe in next 5 years and 10 years, work from home is ultimately you are available 24/7. Then they will be offering you laptops, all sorts of gadgets and softwares and all that, but they will try to see that you are always available 24/7. Then visual manuals may undergo huge change. Vigilance manuals may undergo change. Another tip I would like to give you at this stage is that please don't encash your leave. You should avail all these leave. Now, the new era is that work from home. Today's State Bank says not only work from home, work from anywhere. And these situations, when they will develop, many of the HR regulations, many of the HR standards will undergo change. When you are allowed to work from anywhere, then what's the meaning of the transfer policy? So many times the managements will try to reduce the establishment cost, because there won't be customers and the branch staff should be sitting idle. So there will be large scale of vacation of premises, large scale of merger of branches, and banks will save huge establishment cost. At one point, as far as HRM is concerned, I would like to tell you that in days to come, managements will try to deal you like a machine or like a commodity. They will try to deal you like a machine. They will say, you work, we pay. You work, we pay. And human face, human angle, mind, body, soul, all these things will take backseat. And that, I feel, is going to be a great challenge. With this, I am concluding these two parts, why this video, and HRM, what are changes are likely to take place in HRM. At this stage, I am concluding part A of this video, Success Mantra, and shortly I will be back in part B to come out before you with my concepts about personal matters, finances, and all these things. Till then, please wait. Hello. So now I start part B of this video, Success Mantra for Bank Officers. First two points I have already dealt in part A of this video. So coming to part B. Now I am dealing with the personal issues or personal matters and how those matters will have to be handled. At personal level, our mindset will have to be changed. Easygoing mindset will not work. It will not help. Every point of time when you will be working, you will have to always keep in mind whether whatever I am doing today, shall it be relevant in next 5 years? Is it that I am doing that? Managing stress is going to be most important. About that I shall be telling you in my next videos, followed by this series. And one should be always careful about mind, body and soul, and you should always get the signals from your body and mind. Officers will have to learn switch in and switch off. You go to the office, you switch in office, you come out of the office, you switch out of the office. As I told you, managements will try to see that you are available 24/7. My personal tip to you is that I observe that ego always motivates, but very high ego it disturbs, it creates problems, it stress, it creates friction amongst ourselves. And most important thing I want to tell you here is that whenever you are taking tricky decisions, whenever you feel that you are in dilemma as to what decision should be taken, then always rely on your sixth sense. Your sixth sense will always tell you what is right and what is wrong. And in that case, go by what your sixth sense tells you, and I'm sure you will be taking the decision in the interest of the bank, and in future also you will never be questioned for those very tricky decisions. And you will have to always keep in mind that whatever knowledge you may have, whatever skills you may have, they can become redundant overnight. Just within, if not overnight, just within 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, something new will come and your skills will become redundant. The other point I would like to mention that we should learn decision making. Don't run away from decision taking. By and large, don't feel bad, but by and large I observe that the decision making is avoided. That will not help in near future. When I'm talking about decision making, always learn to say no. When you are told to do something which are not in the interest of the bank, be firm and say no. That also learning you need to develop. The other point, though personal, I would like to say that never indulge into any gossips. No gossips. Never utter bad words, even behind the back of your colleague or your bosses or your management. Please try to become one amongst many. Don't try to be leader at all the times. It is not possible. So try to be one amongst and contribute yourself. Then another important point, okay, you will have to mobilize courage, but you should learn to say no when you are asked to work on holidays and Sundays. It takes your toll, it takes your health, it takes your stress, it disturbs your family. Once in a while in blue moon, if you go and work on a holiday and Sunday, it's okay, I can understand that. But it should not be a rule. The other point, time management has to be rule of the day, and you will find many books, many tips, many lectures, many articles on time management. So I leave it that area for your own jurisprudence and your own understanding. Be a good listener. Most of the time we presume what the person opposite us is going to say. We presume that and we just don't listen. We will have to be good listeners. And when your body or mind is signaling that you are exhausted, you are tired, just stop there. Work can wait. Don't worry about pendency. Work will wait, pendency will wait, but your health, if it deteriorates, it's very difficult to recover it. Now I take you to the next point of my video. That is about finance and long-term short-term management of your finance as I perceive them. At present, the atmosphere is being created in such a way that investment is disincentivized. Even if you invest, there is no incentive for that. So person tends to spend. So don't do that. Go on saving. Keep your liabilities very limited. It's a key point for your success. Then another important point, avoid gambling in intraday. Please avoid. It is not allowed as per conduct regulations also. At the same time, never go into any cryptocurrency, bitcoins and that coin, this coin. Don't go anywhere that. The other point about finance, I would like to tell you that all experts are saying that every month you should save minimum 30% of your net take-home salary. Now about your loans, your total loans, overall loans should not be more than 60 times of your net take-home pay. This is very important to be successful in financial matters. Never allow your loans to go beyond 60 times of your net take-home, and that should be very crucial. You plan your retirement life, plan your retirement fund, select tentative, this is very important, select tentative location where you would like to settle after your retirement. You need to think, and accordingly you plan. More you delay, more it would be costly for you. Then you will have to save for the medical expenses and educational expenses of yourself and your family. Now the experts are saying that with new educational policy, the cost per child as far as education and medical is concerned, without going to the higher studies and educational loans of 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs would be around 25 lakhs. So you should prepare yourself for that. Then you should avoid habit of availing loans only because they are easily available. Being banker, many loans will be available to you. But avoid that. You should try to understand what is necessity and what is lavishness. Then you should have term loan policy. By and large, all our loans are insured, but all those are accident insurance. Remember, accident insurance don't help. Your every loan should be insured by way of term loan. You should have to go for used term loans. And it is better to have your own independent medical policy. The management will give, bankers will give, the government will give, but you should have your own medical plus policy. The other important point which I would like to share with you is that think of annuities. If I presume that your average age today is 35, and if you presume that in just 10 years the deposit becomes double. Now, presuming that you are able to save 5,000 rupees per month for 10 years, from 35 to 45, you invest 5,000 rupees per month. So from 45 to 55, you will get 10,000 per month. 55 to 65, you will get 20,000 per month. And from 65 to 75, when you will be retired, you will get more than 10, 20, 40, 80,000 per month, which will be much comfortable position putting you. So start considering annuity. What is NPS? NPS is ultimately, finally, it is annuity only. And from 35 to 45, if you deposit 5,000, and from 45 to 55, if you can add another 5,000 and make it 15,000 per month, then nothing like that. You will get more, 1,20,000 per month as a pension. Then always be aware of deposit insurance rules. As I told you, save 30%. Then I told you, limit your loans 60 times of your net income. In many banks, there is a condition. And the outer limits are foisted on the officers, that an officer, how much loan he should avail from all the schemes of the bank, outside schemes, cooperative banks, all these things. They don't allow you to have and in that case, asset liability statement comes into the picture. As we know, the life expectancy is going up. So, as I told you, opt for the term life insurance. Have medical insurance aptly. And as I told you, loans should be insured. Another point which I would like to tell you that you are having Provident Fund or NPS and all that. Don't make any additional voluntary contributions to either your PF or your NPS, because rules will be changing. In case you are difficulty at the time of retirement, the PF cannot be forfeited. Your original NPS contribution cannot be forfeited. Who knows what happens that time if there is a problem. As I told you, asset liability should be taken very seriously and carefully. Then, on a personal point, I would like to say is always be transparent with your spouse on all financial matters. A new trend is developing all over that there is a thinking of preparing a joint will by spouse and both partners together to prepare a joint will, and that saves lots of problems and all these things. So these were the things I wanted to share with you on the personal agenda. Now, let me take one more point here, because just 10 minutes are over. Now, what we should do while we are working, what shall be the situation, how the things will go change, how the things will undergo change. Now, in days to come, in new era of customers enjoying their right and insisting for their rights, customer convenience shall always come first, and then employee convenience will be there. But at the same time, you should always keep in mind, being officer, that the problem of customer is a problem of customer. The moment you start thinking that customer's problem is your problem, you are bound to deviate. You are bound to come into trouble. You are bound to take a decision which is not in the interest of the bank. And that is why I always keep in mind that the problem of customer, you should listen, you should be patient. But problem of customer is his problem, and you can help him within the framework of the bank, and never consider that the problem of customer is your problem. Always you should know about new policies. All policies will come, then different regulations will come. Those regulations you will have to be prepared with that, very touchy. Every decision becomes important. As far as bank officers are concerned, when it comes to conduct regulation, I would urge upon you that regulation 3.1, 2, 3, 4, those four regulations should be always ringing as a bell in your brain and in your mind when you take every decision. In new era, there should be, the targets will be used. Beyond imagination, you will be given the targets. And when targets will be used, your sanctioning powers will also be increased. Lots of pressures will be there. Sanctioning powers will be increased. And my personal feeling is that in days to come, the committee approach in sanctioning of loan, committee approach of sanctioning, taking small decisions will go, because people, I personally feel that sometimes committee approach is misused. So nobody is responsible and everybody is responsible and nobody is responsible. And you like to keep in mind that most of the time, boss is always right. There is no point in struggling with boss. Always try to keep in mind, as we always say, customer is right. And as I told you, learn to say no again and again, I will tell you. The another important point which I would like to emphasize upon you, that while you are working for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, learn to take a break of 2 minutes after every 1 hour. Ask your customer sitting before you to wait. Ask your colleagues sitting around you to wait. Take a break of 2 minutes. Get up. Do some small pranayams. Do some mudras, say Shanmughi mudra, or relaxation mudra, or dhyana mudra. While walking also you can do all these things. Go to other table, crack some jokes, interact, talk about family, exchange information about the achievements of your family. But after every 1 hour, make a rule that 2 minutes break, and nobody is going to question you. Nobody is going to complain for that. And you should convince the customer, this is my break time, give me 2 minutes, I'll be back. And you should leave your chair after every 1 hour. The other point I would like to tell you, that whatever work has been allotted to you, whether it is huge or less, and never compare it, whether I am overburdened or my colleague is having less work. Never compare, because that adds to stress. Completing the allotted work give more relief than comparing and questioning and arguing for the overload work. Another point I would like to say is that give your leave plan 6 months in advance to your leave sanctioning authority. You should give in advance, nothing to be done, nothing secret. Then, as I told you, when you will taking decision, using your sixth sense, put complete remarks on the paper, explain the situation, write down, take out the copies, take out the photocopies, mobile copies, keep it in your archive, mail it to your personal mail, and be ready tomorrow if you may be asked for something. Another point, very crucial, I would like to tell you that I personally feel that every officer in banking industry should have a call recording facility in the mobile. All are using smart mobiles, so call recording facility should be there. As I told you, all regulations you should keep handy with you. The other point I would like to stress upon, I am observing that tensions to the officers for pendency is huge. When you leave the office, when you leave the branch, when you leave your administrative office, something always lingers in your mind. Arey Baba, I am leaving the office, but there is large work pending. So I would like to tell you, I know this statement is going to be a controversial statement, but I would like to make it that there is no standardization of workload in banking system. How much accounts one should handle, how much loan accounts one should monitor, how many sanctions one should give in one single day, what could be the optimum number of PEB for any employee or per bank officer, which is always more than double than the PEB, actual PEB. How many transactions one should handle, how many crores of transactions one should take care of, how much monitoring, document innovation, G2, all these things. There is no standardization. So long as you are not availing leave without pay, so long as you are doing 7.5 works every day, 6.5, 7 hours work every day, even if the work remains pending, don't bother for that. Don't take tension for that. Give your full, work full, and no need to worry about all these things. Another trick I would like to share with you. Now industry is fighting for 5 days a week. We all are fighting for 5 days a week. We have got 2 weeks, 5 days a week. Now another 26 weeks we want 5 days a week. So I would like to share a trick with you. Presuming that there are 26 weeks in which we want 5 days week, you have got 20 holidays. Let us presume that 15 holidays of that they fall during the period of those 26 holidays where you don't have 5 days week. So one holiday is already there, and you have got 12 casual leaves in your hand. So you should avail casual leave in such a way that have a casual precisely and predominantly during a week in which Monday to Saturday, banks are working for 6 days. In those 6 days, you avail your casual leave. So 12 weeks you get 5 days week, 26 week you already have, 10, 12 holidays you already have. So it is almost 48 weeks, 52 weeks. So 5 days week will always help you, will always give you lots of reliefs. Try to give concession to your colleagues, allow them to go early. Sometimes you sit late, a little late, sometimes allow your colleague to leave early. And as the technology will go, as new apps will come, as I told you, you will be monitored, you will be located. As we see that in all branches, CC cameras are set there, but they are not being used against us. They are for our protection. So in that situation, at the place of work, I gave you few good tips about management of tension, management of pregnancy, management of 5 days week, management of all your stress and all these things. With this, I conclude this part. We'll call it as a part B, and shortly I will come back with part C to discuss remaining 3-4 points of this video series, Success Mantra for a Bank Officer. Thank you. Await my next video, part C. Thank you. Namaste. So we come to beginning of part C of this video, Success Mantra for a Bank Officer. Now we will try to deal about trying to be relevant to maintain our job. All the time the competition will be such, situation will be such that you will have to remain relevant to maintain your job and maintain your career and maintain your progress and all these things. Now, as we see, the liberalization in every sector may offer better income jobs, but don't switch, don't jump here and there, because as I told you initially, that the Indian economy will go to the level of $25 trillion. So many sectors will come up. At the same time, so many sectors will die. And as I told you, the promotions and relevance of our job may be at stake after every 3 years, after every 2 years, after every 4 years. Now, as I told you, work from home is going to be the new rule, and many HR policies will undergo a change. And APR for promotions, please be serious about that. Please be serious, because more and more objectivity will be there in terms of APR, and don't take APRs in lightly, because it is going to be pakka stamp of your career for that particular year. It works or it may create problems for you. So be serious about your APR. You should plan your career properly. If you are married, your spouse is also working, if she is working in the same bank, if she is working in another bank, then there is a problem. You have to convince both managements to stay together. If she is professional and self-employed, then nothing to worry. You can move, your spouse can also move, your partner can also move. But you should plan your career, and you should be ready with adjustments for each other. One has to adjust for the partner, and partner has to adjust for another partner. Then another thing which I would like to tell you, in private banks, in many of the banks, the concept of request transfer is there on record, on paper, but in practice it is diminishing. So don't go by that. Don't rely on the request transfers. Then innovative thinking is going to be need of the hour. Don't be in a group try to think something out of the box. Try to give some suggestions. Try to apply your mind. Another important point I would like to tell you, that please avoid multitasking. Whenever I go to the branches, whenever I go to the bank, I find that the officers are taking pride in multitasking. What is it, multitasking? They talk over phone with the customer, they work in CBS, they take out the document from somewhere, they also take the tiffin, at the same time they talk with the customer, To someone else, they tell sign here. So at a time, their attention is diverted at 6, 7, 8 points. Don't take pride in that, because it takes toll of your stress. It takes fatigue. It is difficult. And more you do multitasking, why management should recruit? If you are ready to perform the work of 6 persons at a time, as if you have got 6 hands, 7 hands and 2 brains, then why management should recruit? Don't fatigue yourself. No multitasking, one at a time. And there are going to be deadlines. In banking industry, in a branch or in an administrative office, they say that deadlines for compliances and deadlines, every deadline, it may be clearing, it may be submission, it may be mail, it may be responding, it may be compilation. There are more than 25 deadlines every bank officer to deal with every day. Don't take tensions of deadline. It takes place, it happens. You are always within the deadline, but don't take tension. By practice, it will automatically take place. Then the way in which pressures will be there, targets will be there. You should manage your finances, you should manage your stress, you should manage your body fitness and all that. But mentally you should be ready. That if time comes, you should be ready to quit at the age of 55 or 58. Don't feel bad. Money-wise, health-wise, family, settlement-wise, you should plan in such a way that by 55, everything planned in your life and everything has been achieved. And whenever you are working, whenever you are innovatively thinking, always keep in mind as to whatever work I am doing, whether it shall remain relevant in next 5 years also. Is it that the work I am doing shall be required to be done by the bank officers in next 5 years? That thinking will keep you relevant, and that thinking will keep you thinking and earning more and more qualification, more and more expertise. And that is how we can think about next 5 years, you think. Then another tip I would like to give you, that don't take any tensions about transfers. Don't compare your career and your finances and your achievements and your targets with your colleagues. Everybody is good at his own place. Don't compare, because that adds to the stress. And the moment you will do away with the tensions about the transfers, you will have no problem about stress. You will not be required to listen to bad orders of your bosses. Then your family life will be very nice, will be happy, you will be relaxed, and you will get promotion. If you are meritorious, why they will not promote you? You will get promotions. Promotion doesn't mean it's bad. Because as I am telling you, the relaxation in length of service may be history. Bank will prefer not to promote the people if the eligible number of people are not there. They just don't want to just fill up the gaps or fill up the vacancies. For that, they will use the branch categorization, zone categorization, business categorization, different formulas they will use to create the vacancies or to kill the vacancies. So in that context, you will have to ensure that you remain relevant. For remaining relevant, you will have to develop new skills. You will have to upgrade yourself. You will have to reskill yourself. When management is trying to upgrade your skill, you should respond positively and do your best to see that you are open for skill development and all these things. Now one may ask me, oh, it's okay, skill development and this and that, everyday bank may we are doing so much job. This job I am looking after recovery, I am looking after documentation, I am giving targets, CASA is there, loans is there, gold loan, everything is there. Then what is it new to be learned by me? What are the areas which will keep me relevant, which will keep my job safe? Here are a few tips from my side on this. Cyber security investigation is going to be the most important area in days to come, because technology will grow. Cyber crime investigation, maybe banks will have to build up their own in-house cells to investigate cyber crimes played with the banks. Forensic audit is going to be another important area. You can learn about that. Then taxation laws, other laws, and sometimes even international law. Nothing wrong if you know international law or you learn that. That will help you to keep your job relevant. CISA, computer audit, system audit, is going to be another area where you can work, you can learn. Another is data analytics. Everywhere, the data analysis is going to be a huge area where you can use your skills. Because blockchains are coming, artificial intelligence is coming, machine learning is coming. So data analysis is going to be very important. In few cases, banks may be requiring experts, those who are handwriting experts. Try that, some good courses are there. I would like to also suggest you to learn as a hobby body language. Body language is also a science. How your customer is talking to you, how your boss is talking to you, how your colleague is talking to you, how your family members are talking to you, what is their body language, what their body language is telling you. They might be speaking something, but their body language may be telling you something different. You can go for learning mass communication skills. You can learn about digital currency. You can learn about P2P lending platforms. Then new era is coming, that robots are being prepared, but somebody has to advise to the robot what robot should do, how robot should do it. It's a ticklish part, but you can take a chance. I'm just telling you, there are so many kind of officers working in a bank. Some may like law, some may like cyber, some may like data, some may like computers and all that. Risk management is going to be another big area. Asset liability management is also going to be a big area where you can make your seat, pakka seat you can make. Then online security and charge creation, that also will be required in bank when you will be dealing with the loans. Online security checking can be done. Now drones will be used in days to come. For stock taking, you will have to sit in your branch, in your office, and drone will work, and stock security will be taken care of. Then new science is coming up, how to finalize the premiums for the insurance products which the bankers will be offering. Then you can learn how to work on different loan platforms. All over the world, new loan platforms are coming, and online loan applications are processed. Then investment management is another area. Now, FPX related skills you can have. Then you can have a dealer, like you can have artificial intelligence skills in investment. It is also a big area. Most of the banks are having their huge investment, and it's very ticklish area. The sixth sense also is required to be used there. The machine learning, as I told you, is also another area where you can have the wherever you like, you can take a chance. Once in 3 years doing one course, once in 2 years doing one course. That will help. That will add to your CV. That will add to your qualification. That will help you in promotion. That will make you most indispensable person in your system, indispensable person in your office. That will help you to continue at the same place of posting wherever you want. So you can try this. Then the another point I would like to deal with you is that, which is always part of any of the videos of such types, do's and don'ts. These are my personal perceptions. Then no comment should be passed either in the branches or in the offices or in public media about the policy of the bank in social media. Never criticize policy of the bank. In Western countries, even a small clip, or in IT companies, a small statement, 4-word statement against the policy of the management, they just remove the officer, they just remove their employee. Don't do that. Don't indulge into gossip. Say no to groupism. Groupism, no point. It doesn't help. Then bank takes many decisions, but we are not aware. So try to be updated. You may feel it's very difficult. It is easy to say, but very difficult to practice, but can't help. Days are such. You people are still young people, and you have to work for more than 20, 25 years, 20 years in the system. Then another point I will emphasize, specifically emphasize, go for medical checkup every year. The bank pays or not, policy allows or not, you should be ready to spend from your own pocket and do some medical checkup regularly every year for yourself and all your family members also. The other point which I would like to tell you, I observe that many of the young officers, they have purchased their own flats. To have my own house is a good concept in Indian culture. I am staying in my own house. House is owned by me. But availing 50 lakh loans for house, availing 10 lakh loans for car, availing 6 lakh loans from another cooperative bank for margin money. And many of the officers I observed that they are indebted to the level of 70 lakh, 80 lakhs. And when work from home will come, when work from anywhere will come, what will you do to your own houses? Supposing you are working in Bombay and your hometown is Calcutta, and bank allows you to work from Calcutta, what you will do to your own house in Bombay? You will not be able to fetch good amount even if you sell it. You will not be able to mobilize good rent, even if you offer on the rent, and monitoring your own house sitting in Calcutta is going to be a challenge. We all know that. So the new concept or new thinking will have to be developed by the officers, for that matter, entire young generation, that having anything owned, think of rental, think of a car rental, think of a furniture rental, think of a house rental. I would recommend that you should have your own house at your hometown or at a place where you have decided to settle after your retirement. There you can have your own house. But raising huge loans and having your own house, I don't feel it makes any sense in days to come. So avail the facilities on rent is going to be a mantra in days to come. Everybody tells that you should have hobby, nothing new in that. But develop some hobby. Maybe music, maybe movie, maybe writing, letter writing, essay writing, communication, different skill. But hobby will always help you in managing your stress. As I told you, never compare your performance, never compare your financial strength with your colleagues. This fellow fellow got 2 promotions ahead of me. I am sitting here. That will frustrate you. Never complain, never compare. Then such competition develops a big stress. Personal bondings with colleagues is required. You should have very close soulmates. You should have very close friends with whom you can share so many things. That will help you to release your stress. I have come across many people. And subsequently their colleague says, the fellow was in the stress for many days. But nobody gets up and goes to the colleague and asks, why you are so stressed up? Can I help you? Asking for a help, nothing wrong. Sometimes you help others, sometimes others will help you. Seeking help is nothing wrong. What pains me today, in days to come, because of the social compulsion, because of the children education, my wild guess is that more than 40% of the bank officers are staying alone today. They are staying alone. And they are interacting on WhatsApp till midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Early morning they get up, 5 o'clock, message. Even the executives, even the regional heads, even the top bosses, they are staying alone. I personally feel that is very bad. Try your best to see that you remain with your family. And as a result of this, I observe that my wild guess is that similar number of percentage of the officers, they are required to consume either morning food or evening food or a breakfast outside house. They are not getting chance to have homemade food, and that troubles me. So maybe you will have to learn to make food for yourself. And as I told you, don't work on holidays, don't work on Sundays, go for outing, go and meet your family. Don't think of the expenses in visiting your house. And as on today also, there is a rule that you have to live in the headquarters. But who is observing? Managements are not that strict that they will cross-check whether you are at your hometown on your weekends and holidays. I would like to place my another view. An officer should be at hometown on a working day. What management has to do with where I am, when it's holiday, when it's Sunday, when it's fifth holiday. I can be anywhere. So long as I'm coming back on Monday, I'm coming back to my duties. I can enjoy my life. I can be where I want. And these are the points of do's and don'ts I wanted to say. I would like to tell you, I'm not claiming that I'm covering everything. I'm not claiming that I'm giving something limited. But at given point of time, whatever research I did, whatever observations I recorded, I'm sharing with you with my wholehearted efforts to tell you how the days ahead are difficult. Financially, you may be sound, but stress level and tensions level, you will have to cope up. You will have to develop yourself. With this, I conclude this part C of my video, Success Mantra. And within short time, I'll come with the part D, in which I will try to talk to you about the personal assessment about our personality, personal assessment as to whether you are a case of job burnout, border case for depression. 2 tricks I would like to tell you in my next video. So with this, I conclude this part of the video. Await for my immediate next video. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Now we are in our next part, and I will try to rapidly cover a few important points because already we are in the fourth video. Now this is a big tip I am going to give you about the personality. Ultimately personality works, personality helps. And how to develop the personality. Some 8 points I would like to deal with within 3-4 minutes, and we'll rapidly go ahead with that. What is it? What are those 8 facets of a personality when we are working in the bank or in the office or anywhere in the office? What are those points? First is availability, second is tolerance, third is adjustment, fourth is information, fifth is decision making, 5 is responsibility sharing, team spirit, listening, and back to availability. I'll share an example with you. You are sitting in your cabin, you are a branch manager or you are a regional head, you are sitting in your cabin. Somebody comes to you and tells you, sir, that customer is sitting outside, he is waiting and he is coming to you. That fellow is not reliable, huh? Don't go by that, don't get carried away. So you get prejudiced. Subsequently the customer comes inside. Actually he is a good customer, you don't know about him. Your first interaction. And customer starts talking with you. So physically you are available. You are listening to her. You are listening to him. Physically available, but mentally not available. Your mind is not clean. You are not passionable. So availability is of no use. If you sit there in that mode, you are not going to be tolerant to the customer. You won't feel love towards that customer. You would not like to care to the problems of that customer. And you will be non-proactive most of the time. And you will correlate what your colleague has told you 5 minutes back and what customer is telling with a prejudice. You will try to correlate all these things and your tolerance level shall come down. It should not happen. You should be ready for adjustments. Now when you are ready for the adjustments, you will have to display maturity, you will have to display positiveness, you will have to be accommodative, and you will, when one has to be accommodative, you will have to sacrifice. Then information. When you listen to the people, when you interact with the people, you get good inputs. When you keep your mind open, you become analytical about your inputs and you become a good listener. Now when you are a good listener, when you get good inputs in open mind, you take decision. You start taking decisions because all inputs are there. You are with an open mind. So you mobilize courage for decision making. You develop a desire to take decisions. And you take decisions with the clarity and accuracy. Now when you take a decision, naturally you have to take the responsibility for the decision. So when you take the responsibility, your understanding develops, your consistency develops, your capability develops, and again coming back, your courage also develops. Now when you take up the responsibility, naturally you develop a team spirit with your colleague, with your bosses, with your subordinates. So cooperation starts, a new era starts. A feeling of togetherness comes. You automatically come up as an acceptable leader of all. And in that situation, when team spirit comes, though you are a boss there, though you are a leader there, mental level you are ready to accept the secondary position, motivating others, that helps. And when all you are doing this, when you are a leader and accepting secondary position, people will start coming and telling you so many things, so many problems, so many initiatives, so many suggestions. So you will be a good listener. So you will develop a patience. You will get a knowledge. You will develop an understanding, and naturally your receptiveness will increase. And when all these things increase, you shall always be available for your colleagues, for your bosses, and for your customers. And I feel that is a key to be a successful bank officer, to be a successful. So for a recap, availability, tolerance, adjustments, information, decision, responsibility, team spirit, listening, and again availability. This is the mantra for all these things. Now I am trying to deal with a very important point as far as the job burnout cases are concerned. Many times I have observed that already the person is exhausted, he is overburdened, or he feels he is overburdened. And there are 5 stages of job burnouts. We should be able to self-assess our position as far as job burnouts are there. What are those 5 stages? First is the honeymoon stage. Man enjoys the power, man enjoys decision making. He goes beyond his capacity, he goes beyond his strength, and he gets more and more job satisfaction. More he works, more he gets the job satisfaction, and that adds stress. So this is the honeymoon stage. What is the second stage? Fuel shortage. Your body starts complaining, and honeymoon stage is almost over. And the stage comes that within weeks you feel like you are not satisfied with the job, you are inefficient, you develop a fatigue, your sleep gets disturbed, and you avoid the work, you escape the activities. That is the second small sign of fuel shortage. What is the third? That is chronic symptoms. You start feeling that something is wrong with you. Some body pain is there, some headache is there, some stomach upset is there. Everything is all right, everything is normal, but you start feeling that something is not good. You start visiting doctors without any reason. You become your own doctor. You start taking medicines on your own, guessing your own symptom, and without having any medical problem, you become a patient, and you start feeling a chronic tiredness that adds to your anger, that adds to illness, and that adds to depression. What is the fourth stage? It is a crisis. You start developing bleeding ulcers in your stomach or in your mouth. Then your heartbeats become irregular, palpitation, you catch up. Then you may have migraines in some cases or severe headaches, and again you start taking medicine. And what is the last one? We call it as a hitting the wall. What is that? Your personal life is disturbed. Your family life is disturbed. You invite problems of alcoholisms, like drug abuse, like heart disease, like mental illness, like stress. And you started feeling nothing good is going to happen in my life. Life is like this. And you become nervous. And this is the last wall hitting stage. So small tips I would like to give very sharply and very quickly as far as these signs to be noticed about the irritability on small things, depression, hyperanxiety, pounding of heart, dryness in mouth, emotional instability, urge for more power, crave for more power, lack of ability to concentrate, feeling uneasy, getting quickly fatigued, feeling afraid of nothing, imaginary afraid, then emotional alertness and tension. Every time you are emotional, every time you are in tension, then you start trembling, then you get easily stimulated, then you become high-pitched, you laugh without any reason. People look at you, why this fellow is laughing? You laugh, but this is a sign of depression. You start grinding your teeth, you start finding difficulties in your speech, you may develop insomnia, you cannot sit still, just move here and there, you cannot be. Then you sweat, sometimes it is frequent urination, sometimes diarrhea, sometimes headache, sometimes tensions, sometimes neck pain or back pain, loss of appetite, increased smoking, use of legally prescribed drugs, alcohol, addiction, nightmares, whatnot, and psychosis and accident proneness. These things are the small signs. Not that every time you should go on and you should check up and what is happening and what is not happening. I'm not suggesting that, but just I'm trying to give you the tips. Then how to address this? I would like to quickly tell you. Realize that everything is not possible in the life. Something is going to be unfinished. Listen to others without interruption. Do one thing at a time, no multitasking. Do not interfere with the job of the others. Let others do their own job. Distribute your job. Then you ask your colleague whether they are ready to listen to you. Ask them. Then activity never fails because you perform very slowly or poorly. It's not like that. So don't blame yourself. Then don't give unnecessary and unmanageable appointments. Save your time. Allow others to do your work. Enjoy food, movie, and spend more time with your family. Eliminate multitasking, I already told. Plan relaxation. Go for yoga, go for meditation, go for pranayama. Have daily sessions for relaxation. Smile many times, as many as time possible with colleagues or people. And unless you have developed your mind and spiritual level, don't think that only your opinion should be accepted by this. You should develop a skill. So strengthen your relationship with your friends to make them more intimate and more rewarding. Exchange your views. Respect the views of others. Spend more time remembering your good past. That is very important when you start feeling nervous. Take out old photographs, take out old albums, take out your old videos and enjoy your time. And remember good things. So you can address this. Now, what kind of work from home is likely to come in banking? I would like to share within 2 minutes. The back office functions, data compilations, compliances, monitoring, audit inspection, eKYC processing, checking, credit processing, loan assistance, monitoring, loan sanctioning, counseling, many HR functions, many planning models, many marketing models, many meeting models, consortium meetings, staff accountability exercises, departmental actions, funds management, call centers of the bank, policy design and drafting, business plan, telemarketing, and recovery related issues and all these things. And I have tried to cover everything, but some people may feel there is nothing for the seniors. So for seniors also I will take a quick cap. If you are above 45, 50, then those who are already above 50 start reducing your loans. Previously, bank used to reduce your loans after 55, start reducing your loan. At the age of 55, you should have 0 loans. Focus on your health, focus on your family, focus on your priorities of your family. Then do hand-holding of your generation, next generation, help them. Then there is a general tendency to continue in the office, continue in the job so long as the posting is good. The moment bad posting is there, we think to quit. Don't do like that. If you are happy with your finances, if you are happy with your working, and if you feel that you are overstressed and you are not able to manage the stress, think seriously, talk with the family, and you should be ready to mentally quit at the age of 55 or 58. Because in days to come, reviews will be very strong. 30 years of service or 55 years of age, management will take review. And if they found that you are a dead wood, they will not hesitate to push you out. In Western countries, many of the millionaires are also quitting their business, quitting their conglomerates at the age of 50, 55. So with this, I conclude this entire series of 4 videos, Success Mantra, and at the end, I would like to conclude with saying this. In changing times, unions will be almost needed. Small unions will struggle to survive in days to come. And big unions may have to fight with their own size, and they may find difficult to deliver because of their big size. So look for the right size union which has long tradition of fights and sacrifices, and remember the concept, one for all and all for one. If even if 50% of whatever I told you through these 4 videos and you are able to follow, I'm sure you will be successful bank officer, you will always remain relevant, you will enjoy your career financially, medically, stress-wise, you will be very happy. With all my best wishes to your happy career, to your fine career, to your good family, for your nice days ahead in the job in banks. With this, I conclude. Thank you. Your feedback is awaited. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you.